Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, finish rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, yeah. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way and every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slave, yeah. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand, she don't understand, niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit, no, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get this shit the long way, yeah. Cause you tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone show. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, I said fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. I said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. And I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, 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 yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah. Cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Let me remove this. Make sure you guys can hear me. Just a second. Stop cam. Test. All right. Cool. What is up? I'm trying to do something different here, so let me know if I'm hesitating and pausing because I'm on Wi-Fi now, so I'm trying to do something outside. But anyway, welcome. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minded Debt. I'm LJ, your host, the founder of SMD. And I try to just simple it down even more. I am here to share a gift that I have. And my gift is that I know capitalism has two parts. Capitalism is psychological and split into two parts, positive and negative, all right? The people that live on the negative side of the economy are called debt slaves. And you're probably asking, who are debt slaves? Debt slaves are people that believe they can buy houses with mortgages. People that believe they can buy cars with car loans. People that believe they can save money on a retirement plan while having student loan debt older than the retirement plan. Those are called debt slaves. Now, the psychological part is this. They don't know that. They don't know any of that. They don't know what, sorry, Bug. They don't know that they're debt slaves. That's the psychological part. So that was me. But I was the best kind of debt slave. I was the college educated, six-figure earning type of debt slave. You know, the middle class right there. Right there, the sweet spot. All right. That's where I was, right? Until one day I woke up, I'm just fast forward, woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, hey, take the calculator and my baby steps and get out of debt. I said, okay, Dave, since I was an engineer, it wasn't very difficult to follow Dave Ramsey's plan. So I just did it. And then I got down to zero. But there's one point in Dave Ramsey's plan where he says, hey, when you pay off all your debt and get down to your mortgage, start putting away 15% until retirement. But according to my calculator, if you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, the calculator says you don't have 15% of anything to put anywhere. So that's when I left Dave Ramsey's plan, because that's part of his business plan. He's going to send you to some guys that they're going to sell you something that they believe they can break the laws of mathematics, whatever, it's business. I don't really care. Thank you, Dave, for all you gave to me, because I wouldn't be here without you, but this is where I get off. All right. I'm following the calculator. Once I got out, I came on the other side. I said, wait a minute. I turned around. I'm like, wait a minute. You mean I didn't own anything my entire adult life? Absolutely not. Nothing. Not even myself. Right. So this is us. So once I come over here on the other side of zero, the positive side of the economy, now I see a credit. Report for what it is. It's an owner's ledger. It keeps track of all your owners, all the people, all the businesses that own you. That's how they keep track of that. And the credit score is nothing more than reward points for staying in debt with your owners listed on your credit report. So that's why I'm the only one on the internet that has ever showed their entire credit report, ever. Okay, ever. You can't even find it anywhere on the internet, because debt slaves don't do that. They don't know that part. Okay. I come over here, this is what I do. So now when you come to the positive side, this is what happens. You understand taxes help build wealth. Taxes are not bad. You see the purpose of IRS agents, to get the people that are not following the laws. That's the purpose of them. Just like no different than a referee game. Face mask, 15 yards, because they're not supposed to do it. That's why the referees are in a football game. The IRS agents are the referees for our economy. Okay, just whatever. What are you going to do? Not play football because there's referees reffing it? No, you're going to play football and follow the rules. That's how it works. You come over here, you realize, oh, okay, they don't own nothing. They don't even own themselves. You guys don't even own yourself. You own absolutely nothing. The calculator says that. That's the calculator. That's not me. Okay, I want you guys to make sure. But anyway, you come over here, say like you're a realtor, okay, and you sell houses. Now you understand that debt slaves can't buy anything, let alone a house, without asking the bank for permission. So if you're a realtor, you must sell houses to debt slaves that believe they can buy them with mortgages. You just don't do it personally. Okay, that's the difference, because you can't make money without them. Listen, there is no positive side if there's no negative side. Okay, that's like hooking up the battery into your car and just hooking up the negative side and saying, hey, how come my car won't start? That's the same thing. Did you know the battery's disconnected? Oh, you mean I have to have both sides connected? Yes. That's the same thing here. Okay. But people over here, we know that. We follow the laws. If you cheat on your taxes, you're really cheating on yourself. So you don't do stuff like that. Okay. You just don't. Anyway, this is what I do. I help people come. They participate in the economy, our current one, but on the positive side. That's it. I just come over here and do the same thing. You can legally not pay taxes. That's all reward stuff for following the laws. That's how it works. Get it? I know on the debt side, you think, oh my God, taxes are keeping me down and this and that. Blah, blah. Anytime I hear somebody complaining about taxes, I say they don't understand taxes. Why are you getting so emotional over a psychological word? But that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to think it's bad. But when you come to the positive side, you're like, oh, they're not bad. No, they're required. If they didn't force you guys to play, you guys wouldn't play. Okay, put it like this. Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. All of you guys delivering food and stuff and groceries, I'm talking to all you guys not paying your taxes. Are you guys listening? I'm talking to you guys have to listen, because you know which ones you guys are not paying your taxes. So you have to listen. You see what happens. This is a perfect example. You see what happens if they don't take it out of your check before you get it. You won't pay it. You see, that's the perfect example. You guys going 3, 4, 5 years not paying your taxes, and you start adjusting your lives to whatever, man, whatever. That has to stop. That can't keep going. But anyway, what's up, everybody? What's up? QJC, Robert, Omanique, Aaron. What's up, Andre, Mister? What's going on? Now, I came on today in this beautiful day in Seattle, Washington. This is where I'm at. I want to do something different. Come outside and talk to you guys. In 2024, I can't really explain it to you guys, but it's going to be my year. I'm free to. I've had so many plans and ideas that I've had to put on hold to now I can just do them. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Like you guys need to follow. I'm gonna put my link in my new channel, 6 Cents. Okay. I'm debating if I'm gonna do it January 1st in celebration of my just excitement about this new year, right? I might save it to make a debut on the 1st of January, because it'll be memorized, because you guys don't even understand this channel, if you guys thought SMD was bad, was nice, when you guys see the 6 Cents channel, oh man, you guys don't even understand. You guys don't even understand. I'm excited. I'm going to. I'm excited. I've been talking to some other SMD family members about my ideas of what's happening. We got things starting rolling. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm just excited. You guys always known where I was trying to take SMD, right? You guys always known it was just, you guys knew, everybody that's part of all the SMD family knows that this is a gift. Okay, I'm not even bragging. They know I'm not bragging. I'm sure the outside people are like, oh, you think you're special? No, I don't think I'm special. I know I am. Okay, that's what. If you're new to the channel, I know I am. It's your job to prove otherwise, not me. Okay, that's your job. Anyway, little ego coming out. Shouldn't have came out like that. I just, no, it's not really ego. It's confidence. That's what's crazy. You know what's so close? Confidence and ego are very, very close. Now, if you're just the average person that probably just talks about doing things, never actually taken action to do things, you will never understand what it takes to start a business. It takes work. When you guys see somebody just come out doing business and making money, you guys see the end product. You guys, by the time you guys see it, they've probably already perfected their craft enough for you to even notice that their business existed. That takes work to do that. Lots of sacrifice, not listening to people, what they say, because you don't really understand. So many people got so many fears that they try to put on you. You got to make sure you identify those fears. Like, wait a minute, you're scared of that, not me. You are, not me. You got to identify that. Oh, you got to identify your fears versus their fears. That's very important. I got so much to tell you guys about my change, my life, my excitement, the acceptance of it. Put it this way, because I'm gonna save this kind of stuff for the channel, right? When you I'm gonna just say awaken to something. When you awaken to something and you take a step back, it all makes sense. Everything, every weird question you might have asked, hey, that doesn't make sense. And then it's like, oh, and it's usually right here. I'm telling you guys, every time it comes into focus, it's always right here, right here. Meaning it was in your face the whole time. Business, personal, anything. It really doesn't matter. That's what it's always like. I am here. I'm gonna make this right now. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. 6 Cents will one day be the #1 channel on YouTube, from what I've learned. #1. Because I'm taking this, and this is how you're probably thinking, well, LJ, how would you know that? And even SMD family members, they're probably saying, well, LJ, how do you know that? The only thing I can compare with SMD family members, think about the debt matrix, okay? Remember when you was a debt slave? And somebody said, and if somebody would have came up to you and said, hey, the debt matrix, that's funny, that's not real. And now that you understand and look at it, you know it's there. You look at it and be like, there's most definitely a debt matrix there. They don't know that they're debt slaves. It's the same thing on this side. It's the same thing, but different. But different. It's a blessing to me. And let me make sure you guys understand something. When I talk about this stuff on the sixth sense, I want you guys to understand something. It was an absolute blessing to me that everything that has happened in my life has got me to this point. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Because put it this way, if you always remember, just think about what did you learn from it? What was the experience? Where were the other people that you learned during this experience? You got to remember, pull out all the good stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yep, sure did that. And then you realize, you're like, wait a minute. If I just stop being selfish for a minute, think about all the other lives that I touched during this time or period at work or personally or whatever, right? Anything. As long as you learn from the experience, it wasn't a mistake. That's what you guys got to always remember. If you learn from an experience and you be like, oh my God, this shouldn't happen. I shouldn't have met that person, this and that. And that means you didn't learn. There's a lesson in there somewhere that you didn't learn. Nothing is by accident. And put it this way, the last few years of my life, let me put it this way, the last few years of my life, the way I was living, you would think that you have to be a millionaire to live like that. You would think that. You'd be like, how did you make it? How did you survive? But when you get out of the debt matrix, you don't really understand. Nothing's really expensive. Like here, let me give you an example. You probably pull it up to the gas pump and thinking, man, gas sure is expensive. But I want you to think about something. If you didn't have a monthly car payment, would you really care about the price of gas? Would the price of gas be as a big deal to you? It wouldn't. Everybody you hear complaining about the price of gas, you turn to them and say, do you have car payments? And if they say yes, that's why they're complaining. They got car payments. They finance the car, so they're financing the gas. Everybody, listen, you guys need to understand something, okay? When I pull up to the pump, because I'm not a debt slave, when I pull up to the pump and I see the price of gas, say like the price of gas is $5 a gallon. It's $5 a gallon for me, for cash payers, people with money, not you. The price of gas is different for each of you guys that pull up to the pump. It depends on your interest rate on your credit card. How much is your car payment? What's the interest on your car payment? That determines the price of gas for you. When you see the price of gas on billboards, they're talking to people with money, not people paying with a credit card. Not people financing $5 a gallon, people who pay cash for $5 a gallon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Ooh, everything's kind of going slow. Drop it January 1st, LJ, perfect time. It is. I think that's when I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it because I'll have everything by the January 1st. I will have everything in place in my businesses, in my life, because I will now have 2 businesses. Everything will be in place. I'm setting up the business of 6 cents before it even happens. That's how confident I am. That's how confident I am. I've always known this for years. This was just the piece that I've learned to create that. I just learned it. Okay, you guys got to understand that. I just learned it. There will be nothing like that channel. Nothing. Like this channel, you got to remember, this channel, it's only going to catch the people that have been wandering around the debt matrix, knowing something's wrong. They just can't figure it out. What's wrong? How come I'm not getting financially ahead? I just can't figure it out. What's going on? And they can't figure it out. My credit's good. I'm making all my payments on time. It doesn't seem like I know because you're not doing anything. Those are debt slaves thinking they own stuff, which listen, okay, here, I'm gonna talk to you guys. This is the difference between me and any other channel on the internet. I'm gonna talk to you guys that have. I'm talking to the people who have student loan debt. Is your oldest debt? Your student loan debt is older than all your debts. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You can't buy anything while having student loan debt. You can't go on vacation. You can't buy cars. You can't own a house. You can't do nothing if your student loan debt is your oldest debt. Now, you can't, the people, it doesn't matter if you tell anybody, it doesn't matter if you say it on the internet. If you have it, I'm talking to you. Okay. They know you have it, and that's all that matters. If you're, put it this way, you finance people right now, you finance people who are selling your services. I'm talking to you. You got student loan debt older than your business. I'm talking to you. I know, you know who you are. You probably don't think it's a big deal and this and that. You don't even own yourself, and you're selling your services, and you don't even know that you don't own yourself. You can't own nothing with when your student loan debt is your oldest debt. Did you know that? Obviously not. Did you guys know that's the first question? If I walk into a financial office, I'm still talking to you guys, you financial professionals with your student loan debt being your oldest debt. I'm talking to you. If I walk into your office and I find out you still have, I'm gonna look at your degree on your wall and look at the year you graduated. And I'm gonna ask you, do you still have your student loan debt? If you tell me yes, and I'm gonna take that year I walk into your office minus the year you graduated and see how many years it's been. I'm gonna turn to you and say, what are you still doing with student loan debt? Why is your student loan debt older than your business? If you don't have an answer for me, I'm gonna walk out, because you obviously don't know. You can't do that, especially being a professional tax person. I'm talking to you guys too. All you professional tax people with your student loan debt being your oldest debt and your whole debt. I'm talking to you especially. You cannot ignore me, because it's the majority of you guys. No, I didn't put the link down there yet, QJC. I'm gonna put it in there later. Ugh, these bees, man. Here, let me put this link in here, because I'm out here on battery. Okay, so I'm gonna put this link in here early, because I don't know how long I'll be able to last. All right. All right, there's the link. Let me see. Okay, cool. All right, everybody can hear me. So that question about starting an LLC taxed as an S Corp, I will find a business strategist. Yeah, business strategist. How much did it cost you? Well, I'm about to find out. So I'll have that answer just a little bit later. Okay. I don't really have that answer right at this moment, but I will have that answer later. I promise you. Because I'm like in the middle of the process of doing some stuff. Okay. Good question, though. Great question. I sure will drop that link. I sure will. Any questions? What's up, Robert? Anyway, what I was saying about SMD can only connect with so many people wandering around the debt matrix, right? Wondering something's wrong. And then they come across the channel, make the connection, and then they just go on from there. So what I needed to do, in order for me to put it this way, in order for me to become a multimillionaire, I had to figure out how I can connect to multi-millions of people. Okay. I had to figure that out. Through my experience, my recent experience, I now understand the connection. And I now have a connection of something that affects millions of people every day. Every day. Some of them, listen, some of them didn't know it like me. I didn't know. But now I do. And I will never forget, ever. And it's crazy. I will be forever thankful for it, because I didn't know that this part would allow me to connect to millions of people. I did not know that. Because I'm a researcher. I don't accept that. I don't accept not figuring something out. I don't do that. I'm gonna do it. Once I say I'm gonna do it, I do it. Once I put my mind to it, it's done. It's no going back. That's what's going to happen, period. And always expanding. I'm always expanding. There's no now, because I now know there are no limits for me. No limits at all. Absolutely not. No limits. And I will never let limits happen again in my life. When I get to this, when I get to this, I'm gonna say I'm not even gonna call it level, I'm gonna call it perspective. When I reach this perspective, because I'm definitely still going. Okay. You guys will see it in the new channel January 1st. I'm gonna make sure everything's set up, ready to go. Make sure everything's right. It's gonna be a beautiful, eye-opening change of perspective. It's really hard to put in words. It really is, but I'm thankful for it. This is when the best way I can describe that. This is when you'll know when you reach a perspective of something. The reason why you know is because everything will magically make sense. It just, I don't really know how to explain that part. It just does it. Okay. You're just like, oh, okay. Right. And then it just comes into focus and you're like, oh. So, and then me, when that happened to me, I just said, okay, how did that happen? You got to take a step back and say, all right, how did that happen to me? How did I allow this to happen? Why didn't I do this and that? You kind of figure this out. You're asking all these questions. And then when you're asking these questions, it leads you to other places. And you're like, oh, that's why. This answer that what I'm going to tell you on the first video of my new channel, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to absolutely blow your mind, because I didn't even know. Now I do. Now I know. Sometimes what you guys don't really realize is that, well, not you guys, but like I'm the only one that feels pain. When you reach a certain amount of pain in your life, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys, okay? I've never felt this amount of pain in my life. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ever. It was the most horrible pain. Horrible, right? But it woke me up. It woke me up. Woke me up to something I didn't see. I was like, what? Yes. Right in my face. Yes. I know this is going to help millions of people that were confused just like me. Hey, what's going on? What's happening? I don't even know. Nope. And then you find out, you're like, all because I didn't have the information. But due to the pain that I will never, ever forget, ever. Almost, it's crazy. I'm almost thankful for it. Almost. Because that's what it took to wake me up to say, oh, okay. And then once I figure it out, I'm like, you know how many people I can help with this information that were just confused just like me? Millions. Millions of people. I feel I can't explain it. I cannot explain it to you guys. I cannot. I don't even know how to explain it. Any questions? We got about 70% battery power, so I'm going to try to stay on as long as we can here. That's what it does. That's what it does, Dominique. I can promise you that. When you put it this way, when you reach a level of perspective like this, which took this amount of pain to have me reach this perspective, from this point on, I don't really care about what anybody thinks of what they say, what I do, how I say it, how they feel about it. It doesn't matter, because when you reach this point, it doesn't matter what anybody's, if you're not, put it this way, if you're not hurting anybody physically, purposely, on emotions, it doesn't matter what people think. You got to always consider the source. When you hear hurtful things or hear hurtful words, you got to always consider the source of it. You got to turn to yourself and say, who would say that to a person they love? Why would they do that? These are the questions you got to ask yourself when you see it happening. You got to ask yourself, didn't this person tell me they love me? Yeah. Then why are they doing that? These are internal questions. Do you know people that love you? They don't do that, right? You got to ask, you got to say that to yourself. There are people that love you that don't do that. You just got to realize that. Those are the things that will open your eyes up. I promise you. I had some water. I had some water well problems. Okay. A few weeks back, the guy that fixed it gave me a quote of $1,800. I said, when can you fix it? The look on his face was amazing, right? Because you know what he wants to hear. You know what he's going to hear. Do you guys do financing? They probably hear that all the time. I'm surprised they're not even prepared. I'm surprised they wasn't already prepared. They probably were though, but it couldn't believe I had the cash to pay for it in cash. I know. Isn't it amazing? You know, it's like, put it this way. It's like 2020. I'm going to share something with you guys. 2020 was a bad year for a lot of people. But me. 2020 was actually my best year. A brand new business, successful, and I didn't, make sure you understand, I didn't do it by myself. All right, just make sure I did it with someone. Okay. Success, hard work, determination, fear, everything. We used it all to create it, and we were successful at it. Forever grateful for it, man. I would have never in a million years thought of a business, like never in a million years. That's how I know the meat was on purpose. It was on purpose. So I take that good thing, take it out of that experience and say, wow, look what I created. You got to think like, just like this. Look what I created out of that experience. This would have not been created if this experience didn't happen. That's how you got to look at it. This is how I forgive myself for a lot of things that I wouldn't normally allow in my life. This is what I did. Look for the good things. This is after you're apart from the person, right? After you're apart from the person, don't be focused on them. Just, hey, whatever. Just let them do whatever they do. You focus on you. What were the positive things that'll help you heal? It'll help you heal quicker. Disconnect, boom. Focus on you. Now you gotta stop your mind from going over there, right? Just cut your mind off too, and heal. That's it. You'd be like, you're right. If I didn't meet this person, XYZ probably wouldn't have happened, this and that. That's how you got to look at it. It couldn't believe I had to. Oh, I said that. Thank you. (2024) I'm excited about it. I'm very excited. I'll be 54 next year. 54 years old, man. 54. And I am proud of what I've achieved in my life. I'm very excited how I got out of debt. Thank God I didn't start getting out of debt until my 40s, early 40s, right? I'm so glad I did that move, man. Because I was right there. When you hit about 40, you better be starting to wake up at 40. If you ain't woken up at 40, but what you guys need to understand is this. I didn't realize there are two parts. There's a physical part, you and being in debt, and then there's a psychological part. There's people in psychological debt too. Yes. You wouldn't believe it. I know. That's why I leave for that channel. You know, so funny. So funny, Kay. You know when people say that, this is what people are really mean. This is what when they say, "Hey, LJ, you look good for 54." What they're really saying is that, wait a minute, what I saw on TV, 54 don't look like you. I know that's the image that they put in there. I just chose not to go with that image starting in my 30s. I remember when I was going from 29 to 30, my friends were starting to get married and starting to do all this stuff. And then they started talking about, oh man, when you get married, your body goes to crap. And you start looking, I was like, nope, not for me. No, No, I said, this is exactly what I said to myself. I want to see a look on a woman's face when I'm naked. That's what I want to see. I want to see them look at me the way I look at them. That's how I said to myself. And then I said, that's what I did. Got to put in that work. Just all you got to do is put in that work. That's it. And it's not just, well, it was about looks back then, but it's more about health. Like I said, there's two parts. There's a physical part, and then there's a psychological part that's going to help you open your mind to become more free to do things that you once thought was impossible, right? You know you've been saying it in your mind, but you just like, hey, what's preventing me from doing this? And then when you figure it out, you can be like, oh, there are no limits. I was just limiting myself by accepting certain things. That's all. It wasn't nobody else's fault. I want to make sure it's clear. When you guys hear me talk, I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not saying it's, hey, this person did this to me and this is why. No, I had a choice. God gave us all freedom of choice. I could have said, no, I'm leaving. The first time, that's what I could have did the first time, but I never stopped. That was my choice. So once I got out and forgave myself for making the wrong choices, all right, then that's it. It really starts to dissipate once you just accept. That's the best way I can just accept it. Just accept what happened, accept who they are. It doesn't matter what they say. Just go by. Just go by. I'm gonna give you guys a piece of advice. Always go by a person's actions. Just watch what they're doing. Okay. And if they don't seem to match, I'm gonna say this: trust the action. That's it. Just trust the action. Even this, I've never grown a beard in my life, ever. The person I was with suggested this. This is the only reason why I have this beard, because of being with that person. And there's many pluses. But I wasn't free. I was not free. So I had to free myself. But this is the plus. What's up, reigning woman? All you got to do, once you accept, you don't really have angry feelings. You don't really have any like, I'm gonna get you back. You don't really have stuff like that, because you got to remember, when you're still doing that, that means you're still connecting or something. I don't know. Just be, hey, listen, it was cool. That's all. It's nothing more than that, really. But I had to come to this. I had to learn first. Don't get me wrong. I had to learn, but I'm a researcher. So I research. Oh, that's what that is. That's that because of this and that and that. And then you learn from it and then you move on. That's it. Now things are, it's like this. Put it this way. When you understand SMD on the debt matrix side, it is so easy to identify debt slaves. You can just hear the way they talk, think they own cars that they financed, think they own houses that they didn't have the money to buy, student loan debt older than the children, but they live in a nice neighborhood. They don't know anything. They're just part of, hey, listen, they're just part of the program, but they just don't know they're part of the program. They don't own nothing, not even themselves. It don't take 30 days to buy a house. It only takes 1 day to buy a house, not 30. Sorry, I got to keep wiping myself. I'm out in the sun today, okay? when you take your approach, honestly, you won't hold on to hurt. Correct. You don't. You really don't hold on to hurt. Again, you got to reach to that level though, and that takes a lot of internal looking. You got to really look at yourself, right? And once you do that, you will be able to identify certain things, but that takes a lot of it to me. I'm okay with being alone and no people around me. I can just turn my phone off. You got to remember, a lot of people can't even turn their phone off, right? When I do I meditate every single day for like 2 hours. Okay. That's extreme for a lot of people, but it doesn't feel like 2 hours to me when I do it. Okay, that's the difference. And then I take those 2 hours and just think about everything in my life, where it's going, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna help my family, what they're gonna see, what's happened with Sixth Sense. That's the only thing I think about. I don't really think about the past no more because I'm never going back. So I'm just looking forward. There's no reason to be mean at anybody. It is what it is, and then you just move forward. But Sixth Sense is going to help you understand the reasons why. Like, here, I'll just talk straight to the people that are in those relationships right now, right? But you can't tell anybody because you probably be too embarrassed. It's so much embarrassment that you don't even want to tell nobody. Now you're trapped because you can't tell nobody. It's too embarrassing. I'm talking to you. Confused and everything, don't know what's happening. Like, what? Why am I, why am I allowing all this stuff? And then you're like, okay, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why you're probably still there. I'm going to identify the things to say, if you just let go of this, and this, and this, and this, you'll free yourself. If you stop doing this, you stop doing this, and you let go of this, and this, and this, and this, it's like cutting a fishing line. You go away, get your brain back, and then you think, oh, that's what's going to happen. Maybe. It did for me. I'm just explaining what happened to me. But Sixth Sense is going to identify those things. Even give you things to try. Even hey, try this. See what happens. This is probably going to happen if you do this. And then you go and do it. You say, you're right. It did happen. I already know. I know. Robert, get back to meditating for 2 hours. I got to get back to meditate. Man, meditating is my everyday thing. I've been doing it for years. And it's really no big thing to me anymore. I do it so long. I don't really time it. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna meditate for 1 hour. I get up at a certain time, have my coffee, and meditate. My wife always tells me that, move forward, never look back. The only way, put it this way, if you're always looking back, there must be a reason why you keep looking back, right? All you got to do is take the good things that happened in this particular experience, whatever job, work, personal experience, take that, and it's going to help you move forward. Except if something positive came from it, that usually means that was probably supposed to happen. Okay. Excuse me. As long as you focus on yourself and purpose, you will get unstuck. Yes. A lot of people are in situations to where you guys may feel like you're stuck. There's no way out. What can you do? I have no family. You got to think to yourself, okay, am I going to live forever? Obviously not, because there's graveyards everywhere. So obviously I'm not going to live forever. So the more time you stay there, you're cutting your life short. Every minute that goes by, you just got to clearly understand that. Something that you can never get back, ever. Just ticking, tick, 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 tick. Once you understand that, something will probably, hopefully something will wake up in your brain to realize, oh man, one day I'm gonna be dead. Yes, guaranteed. Everybody knows that. Every human being on earth knows that. How are you going to spend your time here? What you going to do? You going to spend your time arguing? Hell no. Hell no. No. Nope. Time's ticking. Tick, tick, tick. You don't want to wake up 20 years from now, 30 years from now, saying I should have did it 20, 30 years ago. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You better live your life. You better live it. You better live it. I'm telling you, you better live it. I got my thing called FEARS. All right, FEARS. FEARS. False evidence appearing real psychologically. Let's say that again. FEARS. False evidence appearing real psychologically. Damn bees. All right, what we got here? Hello, LJ. Next year, I am retiring from my job of 20 years. Congratulations, I'm retiring. All right. Me and my wife are debt free. Okay. Are paying all our bills 2 years in advance. I don't even know how do you do that? I don't even know how you do that. I would love to. What, you got some deal with the power company and all that stuff? I don't know how you do that. Congratulations to you both, though. Congratulations. This is what I always say with people in the SMD family, right? I strongly suggest you create a business so you can free yourself from the 40-hour work week program. All right, because it's a program, but when you're in it, you don't know that you're in it. Okay, you don't know. Put it this way: when you're in the debt matrix and you hear somebody say, "Hey, did you know the clock was man-made?" And if I say that to you, you don't know. You're like, "Duh, we need it." Well, it is. You need it because you have a job. That's why you need the clock. The clock is a tool. It's not a need. That's the difference. The clock is a tool, not a need. Because I remember when I first quit my job, I was starting to get bothered because I didn't know what time it was. And I was like, oh, I feel lazy. I never know what time it is. But what I didn't realize is that I was coming off of the program where you don't have to pay attention to the clock all the time. You don't have to know what time it is all the time. The only time I use the clock are for appointments. That's it. Things I have to do or be somewhere. Outside of that, I don't really look at the clock. I never know what time it is or the date until the day of something. Okay. But shout out to you for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Mingoism. Very happy for you both. Congratulations. When I start the 6 Cents channel next year, I strongly suggest you join. Strongly. You guys will be taken to a very different perspective of life. I promise you that. But here on SMD, we're going to stick with debt and debt slaves. Okay. Is that you? Are you a debt slave? Are you pretending in front of people that you have money, but in the background, you guys are deep in swimming in debt? Here, let's talk to you guys for now, okay? I'm talking to the people that are in nice houses, but are completely upside down in them. I'm talking to you guys. Aren't you tired of wasting all that energy pretending that you guys have money? Aren't you tired of that? That's got to be it's got to be very stressful. It has to be very stressful to keep up the facade. Listen, you're just one job loss away from everything tumbling. Your house of cards is going to tumble Once the job does some cuts, so you lose, everybody's going to know that you didn't have money because you're going to lose everything. Now, if you make that much money and you're in a really nice neighborhood and you actually are there because you make good money, now is the time to become debt free because you got a huge shovel to get yourself out. But it's going to take some pride. You're going to have to get rid of the house, bring down your car, bring down the car, whatever. You got to let it all go if you ever want to own yourself. Think about it this way. This is how I want you to picture if this is you, okay? Listen. Imagine where you are today, right now, same salary, same everything, right? But absolutely no debt, no mortgage, no debt. The only thing you have, you still got the same car, you still have the same house, but you have no car payment, no house payment, no debt at all, and you only had your power, your water, just the maintenance stuff. How would you be living right now on that salary that you're making right now? How lovely would that be? If you do it now, if you come to me now, I can help you live like that. You have everything you have, but no debt and making the same salary as you're making now. Can you imagine no money coming out of your bank account for just the electricity wouldn't be nothing, water, cut the lawn, whatever, absolutely nothing. That's what I offer you. That's what I can help you do. But you have to do it before something happens in the economy. Who knows what might happen? But when you're debt free and the economy does this, so what? So it just becomes inconvenient. That's all. Oh man, I can't do this. Got to wear this. Can't go there. The store's closed. Okay, just an inconvenience. Okay, but you'll be like, okay, I guess I just got to ride it out, and you just get on your surfboard and just like. Now, when you hear me talk like that, you're like, LJ must be rich. He must be a multi-million. No, not yet. Not yet, though. That's coming for sure, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm already, yeah. And that's before it happens. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about when 6 cents. That's where my money, you guys don't understand. The money's going to come from 6 cents. That's where the money's coming from. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Because what I've discovered, listen, is never going to change. Never. Never. It's never going to change. Ever. Just like people in debt, there are always going to be people in debt. It has to be. That's how it works. Okay. This is the lovely thing about our system. Okay. You either trust the calculator or you don't. If you don't trust the calculator, you're on the negative side. If you trust the calculator, you're on the positive side, period. That's it. End of discussion. That's it. Is that you? Upside down in your car, gap insurance, stuck in your phone plan because you guys financed 4 or 5 phones. Now you're stuck in that. You got to pay them or your phone gets cut off. That's your life. So now they own you through a phone. I know you guys, listen, I know you guys don't look at it that way, but you are owned through a phone. It's your life. Did you guys know debt slaves are the only people that finance phones? Did you guys know that? People that understand money, they would never in a million years finance a phone. Not only do you guys finance phones, damn, I am really sweating. Not only do you guys finance phones, you guys get insurance on the financed phone. Did you guys know phone insurance has deductibles? Did you guys know that? That is absolutely bananas to me. A deductible on phone insurance? Oh my God. They are killing the game. Get into the phone insurance game if that's possible, okay? There's got to be some big old bread. Imagine, you better believe the people that finance that kind of stuff, they are licking their chops when the Apple Vision Pros come out. You know how much money they're gonna make on insurance on those things? Those things are like $3,500. You better believe they're being insured. They are like this. Oh my God, Apple, hurry up! Come on with these bad boys. Come out with them. Come on, Bab. Come on. Insurance. It's an interesting feeling seeing these YouTube videos about the housing market crashing or the state of the economy getting worse and not feeling worried at all. Not even worried at all. Because you know, put it this way, when you guys go to these other channels and you start hearing stuff like that, you don't know if you're listening. You don't know if you're getting information from a debt slave. You don't even know. Put it this way, I'm not listening to a person talk to me about the economy while having student loan debt. If you have student loan debt longer than you went to college, your own personal economy is messed up. You got to fix your own economy first. Okay. I'm not listening to anybody do that. Now there's a big old channel right now. I don't really want to call out people, but a young man, he's almost at $800,000 subscribers right now. Having interviewing debt slaves and making fun of them and think he's funny. Did you guys know the host is a debt slave? He got student loan debt. You cannot invest in anything if you have student loan debt. That's a mathematical fact. You can't do that. But he's telling you guys he's doing it. Now you got to remember, the majority of people, they're so entertained, they're not listening to what he's saying. Oh, I can make more over here if I just do that. No, you can't make nothing because you don't have no money to buy it. You got to have money to buy the property to make money. You can't finance it and make money. That means if you finance it, that means you didn't have the money to buy it. But he's doing that. Guess what I did? Stop listening to him. Unsubscribe. I'm not listening to anything. I'm not hearing a debt slave make fun of other debt slaves and make money on it. It's like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not listening to any of that. That's just pure entertainment. It's crazy. And people are like, oh my God, his channel is growing. So what? Who are his subscribers? Debt slaves. Guarantee you 95% of the subscribers are debt slaves, just like the host. Right. Banks failing. I know. It's like, oh, these banks are failing. What's that got to do with you? What about your personal bank? Are you in debt? Don't worry. Listen, if you don't know how much debt you're in personally, don't worry about banks failing. You're already financially failing. Don't worry about what they're doing. People always do that. Oh my God, the government is just wasting so much. What about you? What are you doing? What are you doing with your money? The money that you earn. Let's look at your personal credit report and let's see. That YouTuber in that video of his channel, of his financial audit, he talks about buying a franchise because he was worried about his YouTube money going away, but says he isn't worried about his student loans. Worried about his YouTube money going on. I don't know if he keeps on the same thing he's doing, I don't see it going away no time soon because there's endless amounts of debt slaves. But I guess he got to come up. I guess he has to keep coming up with new ways to entertain people because people will get bored really quick. If you just keep doing the same, bringing somebody back and forth to the camera, they're going to get bored really quick. And then they're just going to go to somebody else that's going to entertain them about debt even more. So, well, you got to remember, Owen, you got to remember the psychological part. If he's openly admitting that he is investing while having student loan debt, automatically he doesn't know that you can't do that. So that tells you he's not at the same perspective because he's going against the laws of mathematics. He thinks he can do that, but you can't. Nobody in the world can do that. But listen, but millions of people believe they do because that's part of how it works. People that buy houses with mortgages are supposed to believe they can buy houses with mortgages. The calculator would say that's not true, but if you don't want to believe it, it's a choice. That's what's so lovely about this system. That's what's beautiful about it. Any questions? Any questions? I got to trim my beard up, man. It's getting kind of looking like some wild sticker bushes. Yeah, buddy. Any questions? It's like a hot box. Whew. Kind of warm out. Beautiful weather though, man. It's been beautiful ever since I arrived, man. It's been sunny almost every single day. It might have rained here, and that's good for Seattle. Trust me. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to come back to Seattle. It's going to rain all the time. But when you think about it, it's going to be peace. You guys don't even understand. Oh, the weather doesn't even matter. Oh, I can't wait to start my next channel. Man, I'm so excited. I'm going to help so many people. I'm excited. More than I help now. I know I help. I know the few SMD family members that come up and speak and talk, and I know you guys are out there that just don't want to participate. I'm not saying you have to participate, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm happy that if you have successfully done what SMD talks about on your own, congratulations. That's my purpose. I don't really need to talk to you. If you can, that's what I did with Dave Ramsey. I came across Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, take my baby steps in the calculator, get out of debt. That's exactly what I did. I didn't need to take no classes. I didn't need to join a group or anything like that. I just followed the instructions and got out of debt. Got to zero, realized I was free. Now I'm here, learned a different perspective of how it all works. Now I understand that capitalism is totally psychological, split into two parts, positive and negative. I'm just on the positive side. I help people come from the negative side, participate in capitalism on the positive side. Your whole life will change. Your whole financial life will change. Your whole personal life will change. Forever too. This is forever. You will never, put it this way, and I'm not bragging. SMD family members can say this to you, but once you come over and understand SMD, there is no going back. You can't cross back. So I want, and like SMD family members too, I want you guys to understand this. Once you escape, once you guys create your successful business, this is the same way as when you leave the debt matrix, okay? The same way. Once you leave the 40-hour work week program and you start flowing, there's no going back to the 40-hour work week program, okay? There's not. No more, hey, what time is lunch? How long's my break? Monday through Friday traffic and back and forth traffic and weekends off and all this maybe and all that stops. You're like, no, you mean Friday and Monday are the same? Yes, they're not. Monday's not different than Friday. Saturday, listen, Saturday's not special. Neither is Sunday. I mean, to pray to God. Yeah, I say Sunday's special for that. Outside of that, it's just another day. Okay. It's mind-blowing how we understand math while we was kids in school. As soon as we become adults, we turn into debt slaves. This economy system is beautiful. It's, you know what? And that's what I say. You know, people always try to blame the system for not teaching them something or whatever, right? They taught me basic math in elementary school, basic math. That's where they taught me. Now, I specifically remember I used to love math. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now that I'm out, now I understand why my teacher was showing me so much attention, because there are very few people that love mathematics. But I did. Loved it. Speed math. I did all that, times tables. How fast could I get it done? Always. So my teacher was always coming at my desk. I was like, why is Miss Klingensmith always coming to my desk? I still remember her name, Miss Klingensmith. She was a German lady, older German lady. But she was always there to answer every single one of my questions. Now I know why. Because that's all I needed out in the real world. All I need is a basic calculator. That's it. You're like, wait a minute, you can't buy a house with a mortgage? According to the calculator, you can't. It says no. You mean I can't buy a car with a car loan? Calculator says no. Calculator says nope, can't do that. The system is, hey, listen, this is what I strongly suggest, okay? If you want to become the best, it's like, say like you are a business owner, you have a trajectory, You have a goal. You want to be the best in whatever this is, whatever you're doing. I'm gonna tell you guys this. You already got half of it down. The drive to do it. That takes a lot. Okay. If you already have it, good. But if you come to this channel and when I talk about debt slaves and positive and negative, and you've never heard it in your life, you need to come see me ASAP. And I'll make you the best in whatever business you're doing. Because if you already have the drive, that's the main part, the drive to be the best. I can assist you with that. If you've never heard of what I'm talking about here, come see me, and then you'll be the best in all that. You're probably thinking, well, LJ, how would you do that? First, I help you own the business of yourself before you can own a business outside of yourself. You can't do that. Listen, mathematically, you cannot own a business outside of yourself if you don't own the business of yourself first. Okay? It doesn't matter what anybody thinks or what anybody says. It's according to what math says, period. Period. Come see me and you'll be the best. Now, a lot of you guys have never heard me, so I understand that I got to prove it first. I do understand that. I have to prove what I'm saying first. I'm telling you it's going to start January 1st with my new channel. It's going to start. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to share my life. I'm going to share the wonderful things that have happened for me during this particular time in my life from the day I quit my job till January 1st, 2024. It has been absolutely, hands down, amazing what I was able to do and achieve and go. Man, you guys just don't even understand. But the only way I was able to do any of that, I had to first become debt free to own myself first. That's what I had to do first. Own the business of myself. This is what I will do for you. And I'm going to tell you this channel right here, this is just the first half. 6 cents is going to take you to the second half. Yeah, there's a physical, positive and negative, and then there's a psychological, positive and negative. I didn't know this part existed. I did not know. Now I do. The sun is kicking my butt. All right, I'm down to 33%. I'm about to cut it off if you guys ain't got no questions. I'm just excited, man. I'm just here to share. I'm here to point out. This is what I'm here to point out with you guys. I'm here to so you guys can see it before it happens. I mean, excuse me, hear it about it before it happens. I want you guys to hear me speak it into existence before it happens next year. You're probably thinking, how does he know that? I know that because of what I've done with SMD. I know that all of that, everything I do with SMD is mathematical fact. So I know that, and millions don't know that. So I know they don't know this. If millions don't know this part, how many more don't know this part? Because I didn't know this part. I did not know that existed. I did not know. There's a Cash App. If you're enjoying this channel, please do not forget to hit subscribe if you enjoy it. I like to tell it at the end. I don't really like going to channels, new channels, and they tell me, hey, like, subscribe. I don't even know if I like the channel yet. How about you tell me at the end? Because if I'm there, listen, if I'm there at the end of this video and then you tell me, I'm going to do it because I'm there at the end. I don't know if I like your channel yet. I'm not going to subscribe to something I don't know how you do it. So that's why I hit it now. We're about to wrap it up here. I got about 30% left. But I did not learn how to do taxes in school. Taxation is theft. There's a reason why you didn't learn how to do taxes in school. There's a reason. Let me just say it that way. There's a reason why you didn't learn it in school. Taxation is not theft, okay? You got to stop saying stuff like that. I've been watching this whole time from the clouds. What's up, Sal? What's going on? Shout out to John Kennedy for the $7 super chat. Thank you, sir. Well overdue. Almost finished paying off the mortgage thanks to hearing about you 2 years ago. Ooh, wee. You know what percentage of people that's going to put you in with a paid off house? Let me tell you guys something. I don't even own a paid off house yet. If I had a paid off house, my level of confidence would just go, you couldn't tell me nothing. Couldn't tell me nothing. Congratulations. Uh-oh. Oh. I have the Bluetooth speaker playing loud. Okay, cool. The debt slaves can listen. They push the buttons on their finance phone. Debt slaves. Are you making car payments? Do you have a finance Tesla? You're not saving money on the gas on finance Teslas, okay? Are you making car payments? That's why you're complaining about gas. Let me stop. I don't mean to do that. See, Andre? See what you did, Andre? See? I didn't know. Listen, I didn't have that kind of attitude, do that because of him. Anyway, any questions? We got down to 29%, and I'm sweating. I love what I do. You guys can see that I absolutely love what I do. I will be doing this. Put it this way. I know for a fact I would be doing this till the day I die. And you're probably thinking, well, how do you know that, LJ? Because math is forever. Capitalism hey, listen, everybody that's listening to this, you guys will be in capitalism until you're dead, okay? Unless you leave the country. In order to escape this, you got to leave. But other than that, you better understand. Like here, let me give you an example. I strongly suggest that you understand the economic system you were born in first. Understand the one that you were born in first. Understand it. Truly understand it. Before you start going out talking about other economies or trying to talk about a different capitalist. Listen, the majority of the world is capitalist, okay? All right. Before you start talking about another capitalist country's economy, learn the one you were born in first. I strongly suggest you do that. That way, once you understand this one, it won't be hard to learn the next one because it's all the same. Debt slaves are the majority and always will be. That's just the way it is. It doesn't matter. I was born a debt slave. Born in a debt. Born into it. Yep, sure did. And got myself out. That's it. You think I knew I was born in a debt? I didn't know that. I did not know. I thought this was normal. Hey, credit scores, debt, do this and that. Blah, payments on this, work your way up to get this and that. You don't need to do none of that. What you? How you going? Credit? Listen, a good credit score cannot buy a house. You can have an 850. You can't buy a house with a credit score. That takes cash. What you're referring to is called financing. Financing is for people that cannot afford to buy it. That's why people have mortgages. All the people with mortgages have mortgages because they couldn't afford to buy the house that they're living in. It doesn't matter if they know that or not. It doesn't. If they believe they own equity in a mortgage house, when you can't, that's impossible. You can't own equity in a mortgage house. But if they believe it, that's their business. So what? You come on the positive side and you sell them a house. You give them a loan or whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter what they believe. That's a choice. If you believe, listen, this is what I want you to do. The people that believe they own a house with a mortgage, open up your calculator and put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. You see that large negative number? If you believe you own equity, if you believe by looking at that large negative number, you believe you own a house, even though the calculator is saying you don't, that's your problem. Do you understand that? That's it. If you still believe you have equity when the calculator is showing you a large negative number, that's your problem. I'm not going to convince you of mathematics. I'm not doing any of that. That would make me insane to convince you of math. I wouldn't do that. I would just walk away. That's a choice. You're choosing. Listen, If you believe you're a homeowner, even though you see a large negative number, you are choosing to be a debt slave. If you believe it takes 30 years to buy a house, though it takes only one single day, you're choosing to be a debt slave. It doesn't take 30 years to buy 30 years of your life to buy one house. Are you crazy? Imagine the return on that house. The bank probably bills it for who knows, it could be pennies to us. It really doesn't matter. And then you're in it for 30 years, and then you guys don't really last 30 years. You guys get kicked out, another 30-year cut. It's forever money. Taxes are the backbone of the whole economy. Just like the early example, if they didn't force you guys to play, you wouldn't play. That's why you got to go to prison. If you tax evasion can put you in prison because you're messing stuff up because you don't know how to play, so you want to cheat. And did you know if you just play right, you could legally not pay taxes legally? Did you know that? Did you know that was possible? Debt slaves don't know that because they can't. Let me say this to you, and you guys might not even understand it. People in debt cannot save money on taxes. That's mathematically impossible. You can't. They don't know that. That's why they are the money, the taxes, the gold. Well, not the gold because that's a natural resource, but they are the taxes. I'm talking about the psychological stuff. They're the credit. They're the gas prices. They're the interest. They're the everything. They're everything. It's beautiful because I chose to be in that. See all that stuff I was just describing? I chose to be in it. That was a choice. Nobody made me be there. What I'm explaining to you, I was taught in elementary school, in public school, by the way. Make sure you guys understand this. I was taught basic math in elementary public school because that's all I'm using right now. Just basic math, just 10 key, whatever that is, 1, 2, 0. All right, well, I guess we're going to wrap this up one more time. Any questions at all? Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to say it one more time. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let me get my other channel right now so I can... that's not what I wanted. Just a second here. Let me get this other channel link here so you guys can have it. 1 second here. I should have had this ready. Because I am sweating like crazy right now. All right, how do I share this? Home. Oh, right there. Duh. All right. 1 second. All right. Here's the link to the other channel. And then I will put it in the details. I will put it in the details of this video. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Much appreciated. All right. Until next time. Later.